Well, hello, dear students. Today we are going to see how many students of mine were benefited within a matter of a few minutes as far as their concepts, their doubts in solving the UPSC Prelims paper is concerned. And similarly, how even you can benefit in the sense you can hope to score extra 20, 25, 30 marks in the prelims paper and get that extra edge as far as the prelims paper is concerned. So directly let's see how the students were practically benefited in this one session of mine. I started this session with a simple question. I basically challenged the students. I asked them that what if I tell you that you can solve UPSC questions without even having the slightest idea about it, and would you believe me? Certainly, most of the students answered in the negative. They said that no, sir, it doesn't seem possible, and so on. Then again, I challenged them. I said that, okay, now it's time to change your thoughts. I asked them, first tell me, what do you understand by the term Swaraj? And the students started answering. The different student answered different in different ways. Someone said it is self-rule. Someone said it is freedom, and so on. All right. Then I asked them, what do you understand by the term Sabha? Again, the students answered in myriad ways. Someone termed it a meeting, someone a gathering, someone an assembly, and so on. All right. Then I asked the students to put the two terms together and what would they understand by the term Swaraj Sabha. Again, the student went on to give their understanding of the word. Then all of a sudden, I put forth this 2018 UPSC question, which was in 1920, which of the following changed its name to Swaraj Sabha. And as you can see, with lightning speed, the students started giving the right answer, option A in this case. And then I asked them that assuming you didn't know the answer, was the choice that simple? But as the students pointed out, because of the tone that we had set before putting forth the question, the answer became extremely easy. Otherwise, this question was not that easy, dear students. All right. Then I gave them a little bit of Gyan, as you can see here, hashtag Gyan, in which I said that UPSC has the knack to play with words. That's exactly what we are doing today, and we shall see how theorem of wordplay is an interesting tool to figure out the right answers. Then we moved ahead, and I asked them that can they give me possible names, similar names with which UPSC can play. Then the students started giving different answers pertaining to government schemes, environment, science and technology, and so on. Then we moved ahead, and I asked them another question. Again, this was a very interesting one. I asked them, now what if I tell you that you can solve UPSC questions based on TV episodes that they had watched during the childhood? Again, would you believe me? Now the students were really overwhelmed because this was something very radical for them, solving UPSC questions based on something they had watched on TV in the childhood. Again, the students seemed non-committal in a way, and many answered in the negative, although some started answering in the positive as well. Basically, they were turning into believers. All right. Now, I asked them that am I right to assume that you have watched some episodes of Mahabharata or Ramayana or other similar series based on epics in your childhood? And most of the students answered in the affirmative that yes, sir, we had watched some or the other series in our childhood. Now, again, I asked them, now based on the rudimentary understanding of Sanskrit or Hindi that you have learned from these episodes. Tell me, what do you understand by Vastra, Astra? And the students beautifully went on to answer that, sir, Vastra means clothes, Astra means weapons, and so on. Then I asked them, now that you have answered what you understand by Vastra and Astra, now tell me, what do you understand by the term Dharan Karna or Dharini? Then again the students beautifully started to answer that, sir, it means wearing something, to wear something, wearing clothes, and so on. Then I put forth this 2016 UPSC question, that which of the following is the best description of INS Astradharini that was recently in the news. Then the students started answering the question, and with a little bit of confusion earlier, there was clarity. Clarity emerged, as you can see, and the students could break down the term INS Astradharini into Astra plus Dharini and arrive at the right answer. Then we moved ahead, and I asked them and another question. Again, I told them that to refer to the main proposition, that Mahabharata and Ramayana can help you in case you are completely blank about the answer, isn't it? And the students who were earlier non-committal started to answer in the affirmative that, yes, sir, we are overwhelmed that even these things that we have watched in the childhood can help us during our examination in the prelims paper. So that was a quick change of mind that could be seen among the students. Then I asked the students that, could you suggest similar terms with which UPSC can play? Then again the students started answering various answers, be it Malvika Agnimitra, Pravasi Divas, Samaharta, and so on. Again, similarly, I asked them about IS Sagar Dhwani, very similar to INS Astradharini. So, after a short discussion, the students could point out that Sagar plus Dhwani, INS Sagar Dhwani, is a acoustic research vessel. And the technique and the question became even more clear. Then we moved on, and I asked them this very simple question that everyone can answer. I asked them that, why do we fertilize agricultural fields? And the answer is very obvious. The students started answering that, sir, we use it to increase yield, to make our fields more productive, higher yields, and so on. All right. Then I asked them, tell me, what are the different methods of fertilization? Now again the students started answering that, sir, it's manure, vermicomposting, fertigation, and so on. Then I put forth this 2018 UPSC question, which was, which of the following statements best describes carbon fertilization? Now this was a real question asked by UPSC in 2018. And as you can see, most of the students started answering the correct option, the correct answer, with lightning speed. Then again I asked them, assuming that you did not know the answer already, was choosing option A that easy? And as you can see, the students started telling that, sir, now it is, earlier it wasn't. And what changed was the mindset, the thought process. The students themselves started saying this, as you can see it on the screen. And again, then we moved ahead. And I said that, okay, digging deep into the trigonometry of wordplay, where UPSC loves to play with words, we are just anticipating the moves, and it's almost like a game of chess, isn't it? Isn't it? And again, most of the students started answering in the affirmative that, yes, it's almost like a game of chess. All right. Then we moved ahead, and I asked them the next question, that uh, I asked them a question on neural computing. Earlier, we had talked up in the agricultural field, we had talked about irrigation, carbon fertilization, and similarly, I asked them about neural computing, in which the students had to break down the phrase into its bare essentials, and the students were quick to decipher the meaning, that it's something to do with computing, which has which uses architecture that resembles the neurons or the system of neurons. Again, the thought process of the students was on the right track. Then we moved ahead, and I asked the students the next question, that now tell me, what does it connote when we prefix that word green to a word? Say, for example, green fuels. Then the students answered that, sir, it's something environment friendly, something that emits less emissions, something that is sustainable, and so on. All right. Then suddenly I put forth this question, that in the context of environment and ecology, the term green chemistry refers to. Now, as you can see, most of the students started answering the question correctly. That is option C, and that too with lightning speed. Then I asked them, why only option C? Other options also appear strong. Now, please, dear students, remember that this was a very difficult question. Looking closely, the options are very close and very difficult to differentiate. But because of the tone that we had set before putting for this question, the question became extremely easy for the students. And the students could answer it correct despite not knowing the term for sure, despite not reading it even once in the lifetime. Okay, then we moved ahead, and I again asked the students, what about other words not containing green, where the fundamental connotation helps us find the answer? Again, the students started answering, giving their answers like park, carbon neutral, biofuel, blue flag certification, Sagarmala, and so on. Again, I gave them a very similar word, biological determinism, very similar to the term economic determinism. And again, the students could understand, could break down the term into its bare meaning and decipher the meaning of the phrase being put forth. And this is how we moved ahead. Then we moved ahead, and I asked them the next question. I said that, what if we see a term for the first time in the exam? Isn't skipping that question a logical thing to do? And the students, most of the students answered in the affirmative that yes, sir, such questions should not be attempted, such questions should be skipped. Then I again challenged the students. I said that, what if I say that you should more often attempt such questions and that you are more likely to mark those answers correct? Now again the students were overwhelmed. They had an electrified sense of feeling. And then I put forth this 2017 UPSC question, which was, the term M stripes is sometimes seen in the news in the context of. Again, most of the students answered it correctly. The answer was maintenance of tiger reserves. Now, what was happening was that better clarity was emerging in the minds of the students, because not more than 30 seconds earlier, the students told that such questions should be not attempted, they must be skipped. But suddenly, they started attempting the question despite not knowing it for sure. Then I asked them that, honestly tell me, assuming you didn't know the answer, was the answer that easy? Again, the student told the obvious, that the mindset matters. What's changing is the perspective in through which they view the questions that are being asked by UPSC. Again, I gave them a bit of gyan. I said that, look guys, UPSC tests your risk taking appetite through such questions. Also, in such questions, your subconscious mind takes over, and with practice or experience, your subconscious mind gets it right in majority of the cases, and the students again answered in the affirmative, not to repeat that they were overwhelmed. I put forth a very similar question, that what do you understand by vulture restaurant? Now we had seen M stripes. Now similarly, vulture restaurant. Then after a short discussion, we could pinpoint at the fact that vulture restaurant must be something where an arrangement is made for the vultures to feed, and that's how the students could decipher the meaning from the term despite not knowing. Majority of the students did not know about the term vulture restaurant. And in this way we came close to the end of the session, and you can see, like, all the students were overwhelmed, and they said that, yes sir, now we know that what you are hinting at, we need a different perspective, we need to think it differently, we need to have a bird's eye view first when we are attempting difficult questions or such questions about which we haven't read, about which we have no idea, and so on. Now, dear students, this was about the session which I held on the Habitat, general group of Habitat. This was a free session basically, but from 29th March, the revealed program is about to start. The free sessions have been stopped because the program is starting. And just how the students, you have seen, as you have seen on the screen, how they benefited within a matter of less than an hour, how their mindset changed, how they started developing new insights. Even you can develop new insights, new perspective, and hope to score more marks in the prelims by uh, joining the revealed program that is being spearheaded by me. The link for enrollment is provided in the description box below and in the comment section below. But please remember that the link will be disabled on the 29th March because that's the date on which the program is starting. Dear students, hope you found the video helpful. That's all for today. Take very good care of yourself. Jai Hind.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civil's Daily.